rangefinder or golf watch? That is one of the most common questions our crew gets from customers, and that's understandable as the choice isn't easy. So which one is the best for you then? Well, we're going to try to find out in this episode of Golf Talk with Dormy. I'm standing here with our expert Alex Wrigley, and together we're going to try to find out what's the best measuring device for you. So, rangefinder or golf watch? Interesting topic, right?
Yeah, it's a tough topic actually. Let's start with the GPS watch. The GPS watch, as you can see, is quite small on my wrist. It's quite sleek. You could wear this actually to the pub or something as well. The data is instantaneous as soon as you get to the ball with this. It's very convenient, easy to use, easy functions on the side to touch.
And easy to understand.
Very easy to understand. On the basic screen, you're going to get front, middle and back yardage. And then with a click of a button, you're going to get pretty much every hazard out on the golf course.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
I don't know. It depends how in control you are. Another huge positive of this is some of the add-ons that we're going to get to a little bit later.
So, which players is it aimed at?
This is aimed at, I think I've seen professionals using this on the mini tours, but it's mainly aimed at the club golfer, someone who wants instantaneous information. A lot of people will just use the front, middle and back yardage, but you can dive a bit deeper if you really want to.
And it's always good to use it when you don't see the flag, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a big benefit over the other device we're going to talk about. If you've got a dogleg hole or if you've got some trees in the way, this is still going to give you that yardage to the front, middle, back, regardless of your line of sight.
What about pace of play?
Pace of play, like I said, instantaneous information. So the pace of play really isn't an issue at all with this thing. The only thing that might take a little time is if you really get a little bit of a deep dive into this and look at all the data, could take you a little long, but most people aren't going to do that.
Speaking of deep dive, you can use it for other purposes as well.
You can, yeah, you can get add-ons for this. One of the most popular add-ons is something called a shot tracker. It goes into the top of all your irons and all of your clubs. That's going to give you data like greens and regulation, which side of the fairway you miss, do you miss short more often? And that's super important, not only for you to know that, but really important for a coach like me to know. I can maybe tailor the lessons a little better for you if I know on the course the miss is a bit more to the left or a bit more of a slice.
So you don't give up when you see all the data?
Sometimes I close my eyes for a couple of seconds and then I regroup and then I look at the data, yeah.
All right, so let's look at the rangefinder then.
Yeah, the rangefinder, and that fit in my back pocket, no problem. This is tiny, but it feels robust. And these are built to last. I've had 2 rangefinders now in the last 16 years. First one I had for 13 years and the last one I've had for the last 3.
Wow.
And they're very durable as long as you look after them. I would always have them in a carry case on the golf bag, and if they are wet, just dry them off and wipe them down.
And who do you recommend this for?
This is for the person who wants the most accurate measurement to the flag. And maybe that is aimed a little at the better golfer who has total control of their distance more often than not. But this is a very useful tool for any golfer.
And also, I can imagine it's like a confidence booster to know exact how far you get to the pin.
I think so. In the past, some of the GPS data isn't updated exactly all the time, so maybe a green shape's changed. It doesn't matter with this. You can shoot the face of the bunker that's there and you can see what that yardage is. You can shoot the top of the flag. And with the new pin seeker technology in all of these models, from 250 meters or yards out, you're not going to struggle to get the top of the flag.
Yeah, because it's happened a lot with the design and the things like pin seeker you mentioned.
Exactly. I know my old rangefinder, the old trusty one I had for so long, it took me 5 or 6 tries sometimes to get the top of the flag, but the new one, straight away, you feel the vibration in the hand and you see the yardage and you can trust it.
Any downsides?
Downsides, if you can't see it, you can't shoot it. And if you've got a blind hole or you're on a dog leg, you're going to have to run to the side, run to the top of the hill. That's going to take a little more time, and it's going to put you out of your rhythm potentially. So if you do opt for this, you've got to understand that that is a big limitation of it.
And it's a bit more complicated to use than the watch, so pace of play could be an issue?
Pace of play, I think, if you average it out over the rounds, would definitely be slower with this device, just because of the extra measures you have to go through sometimes, where when you get to the ball, take a look at the watch. It's all there for you already.
So, if we're going to try to summarize all this, are you a golf watch man or a rangefinder man?
I think in an ideal world, I think I would be both. I think that the rangefinder is going to give me that confidence to the pin, and I know the exact yardage, but then the golf watch, if I don't have a course guide or the course guide isn't as reliable as I would like, this is going to give me all the potential hazards without having to try and get the face of the bunker. It's going to give me the front of all the hazards, which this one really can't do, the front of hazards. But I would recommend going on the course a little, practicing the pre-shot routine, using both of them at the same time, because you don't want to be the talk of the clubhouse for how slow your play is.
But most people want to use one of them.
Yeah.
So which is it?
I think for the average golfer and the golfer that is normally playing, I think the watch is giving you everything and more than you need, to be honest. You can go as deep into that as you want, but if you just want something that's going to give you reliable data, the watch is the one to go for.
But if you're a slightly better player, then maybe the rangefinder wins.
Exactly. I think if you're the better player and you just want that absolute definite, and you're working normally with a decent course guide in that case, it's a great combination to that.
Right. Any final words?
Just that you should have one of these. Even if it doesn't really matter which one at the end, these are going to give you so much confidence to your game. They're going to help you understand how far the ball is going. Yeah, make sure you have one.
Okay. The choice is up to you, rangefinder or golf watch. Well, at least you get some more information now to consider before you buy. Thanks for watching Golf Talk with Dormy.